Hello again.
I'm back. Different background.
Just a bad penny. Yeah, no train.
Well, I probably answered to worse things, so. Hey, Karen, there's Park Woodley maybe
Yeah,
coming on.
Yep, I just see his email here. So I'm gonna try to
Okay,
get him,
yep.
I'm gonna try to get him on the meeting. So,
Oh, there's all kinds.
yep, I'll do that.
Yeah. I have to go over to my son's in
Oh, is that
Industrial
where
Park.
you're at? That's right, it's a better connection.
Connection's so bad at home. Yep.
Mhm.
How you doing, Alka?
I'm good, thank you. And you? Did everyone have a great 4th of July?
Hi, oh, yeah.
Hi, Leslie. How are you? Did I get that?
Keep changing.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Better mute. I better mute.
He always wants to mute me.
Oh. Keeps handing you a face mask, huh?
No, I'm
Keep-
smart. Yeah, I might be dumb, but I'm not stupid. So no, I don't try to mute hers.
Looks like we're up to 37 participants. Maybe there's a few more logging in.
Yeah.
We'll give it another minute.
You can start whenever. I'll just keep adding people as they come on.
Okay. Looks like it's 12:01. Just wanted to take an opportunity to welcome all of you to the July 6th meeting of the Rotary Club of Ames. And we have this is the first meeting of the month of July, so we have some special club announcements. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and everyone can mute themselves except for our own Andrew Zabracki, who will delight us with.
Okay. Welcome to you from Ames Rotary, Nevada, London, or Gay Paris, from far off lands or the USA. We're glad that you are here today. Come back again whenever you're near. Join us and then we'll make it clear. Around the world you will always be welcome at Rotary.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrew. What a way to wake up for all of you that have been sleeping late on Monday morning. And like I said, first meeting of the month of July. So we want to take a minute to honor all of the club members that are having a birthday in the month of July. We will not sing our birthday song, nor will we sing our anniversary song, but just take a minute, if you would, look through the list of all of our members that are celebrating a birthday here in July. And then looks like 8 members and spouses are celebrating July anniversaries. So take a minute to look through that as well and reach out to them and wish them all a happy anniversary for July. And then we have some notable club anniversaries, I think, Karen, on the next slide. This is interesting to me. So congratulations to Mark Edelman and Tom Walsh, 36 years in membership with the Rotary Club of Ames. But look at all of the members who have anniversaries in July, and how many are 6 years and under. So what a great group of people celebrating celebrating our newer members today. So a lot of people. Jamie 1 year and Paige 1 year, John Christie 1 year, Tammy Colbeck, just a wonderful group of people coming in to be a part of our club. And then you know what we always like to do as well is take a minute, and we like to observe a moment of silence for any of our club members who might need an extra thought today. I am not specifically aware of anyone at this time that has been communicated to me who might need a little extra thought today. But as always, it is July 6th, and we are about, let's see, almost 4 months into this global pandemic, and there are people battling this horrible COVID disease. There's family members. And it's really impacted all of our lives. So let's just take a minute and a moment of silence for all those who are battling and people who are in that fight, and just hold them up with some extra strength this morning, or this afternoon, sorry. Thank you for that. I would also like just to take a minute and notice that there is some, hold on 1 minute, should have had this already up. I will give a, anyway, I did get a polio update, and I don't have the specific numbers in front of me, but Nigeria remains polio case free. So we still are down to Pakistan and Afghanistan are the two countries in which we're battling this polio virus. And there are a tremendous number of people in those countries trying to take care of vaccinations and getting this taken care of. And I mention that because I recently got an update from the Polio Plus leader within Rotary International. And just as a reminder to everyone that we just can't rest and we can't expect this to go away any sooner without our continued support. So our club has been so great in fighting this fight to eradicate polio from the globe, and it looks like Nigeria is kind of right there where we can put a check mark next to that one, but we still are battling in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And today, good, we're up to 53 participants now in our online meeting, so that's great. I just want to reference a couple people that are with us today and our program speaker today as well. But we have Michelle Kassabaum, who's our acting assistant district governor from the Nevada Club, and she is on our call today. So welcome, Michelle. And then also, I'd just like to take a minute to welcome our current speaker, who is now the acting district governor for District 6000, and that is Steve Dakin. And Steve is from a local club, the Rotary Club of Boone, not far away. And it looks like, Steve, you are now 45 years a Rotarian since 1975. And for the last 15 years, I know you've been very active in District 6000. In 2012, Steve was honored with the Guardian of Integrity Award by District 6000. And in 2017, he decided to go ahead and retire from active employment, and he sold his business, Dakin Ag Equipment. And he had been a dealer for Sukup Manufacturing in Boone since 1975. Besides Rotary, he's been very active in FFA as well. He's a believer in Rotarians, how we can improve our community and also transform the world. Just a couple of other things. If you haven't had a chance yet to visit with Steve, he's just a very easy guy to get along with, very easy to talk to, and that will suit him well as a leader in our district. He's also, I think, joined by his wife, Leslie, as well. See, peeks her head in a little bit there from the side, so welcome to Leslie as well. And we're excited to be Steve's first club visit for his upcoming district governor year. I know that he was intending to visit all 66 clubs in person, but he is committed within the next 4 months to either be virtual or in person at all of the clubs. Steve, we're excited for your leadership. We had a great board meeting with Steve earlier this morning. Very good interactive discussion and a good opportunity to hear what's on his heart. But I'm sure today, during his program, he's going to share a lot more about that. If you'll notice, I don't know how the color contrast is on your screen, but he does have a purple goatee, and that is very purposeful. So he's more than willing to explain why. good conversation starter. Also shows his passion for Polio Plus. So Steve, thank you for being a part of leadership here for our District 6000. Thanks for taking time out of your busy time to just come and share with our club. Thanks for choosing us to be first, and we're excited to hear what you have to say today.
Thanks, Chad. First, I want to thank my wife, who I could not do this without. She is 30 years retired, or worked for, no, okay.
Don't say that.
Retired for 10 years, worked as a special needs teacher for 30 years in Des Moines. So I was glad the day that she was able to retire, and because with construction, you're busy in the summertime, slow in the winter, and we had opposite schedules. So things got better after that. So I don't know if Carolyn's on with us. Sometimes Carolyn jumps on. Carolyn is the second woman I couldn't do this without. Carolyn is so great down at the office, and if you don't have a chance to meet her, or if you haven't said hi to her, make sure you do. Carolyn is a great Rotarian and a great person. So your club has so much wealth of past district governors, you know, with Dale and Dawn, and I see it's both of it's your birthdays, so happy birthday to the two of you. You know, we've had great conversations with all four of you, and your support has been much appreciated. There's a guy that finally saw the light, and that's Jim, and he moved to a good district, 6,000. Thank you, Jim. So maybe Jim's not on with us. So anyway, and of course we have Olka. I see her a lot of her. Thank you, Olka, for coming on. Our district governor elect now. New terminology. How about that? And then Michelle, you were recognized before, but hey, thank you for what you do. I've really enjoyed being a part of your group. So, and Nevada, fun. Thank you. I don't know if Park Woodley's on today. Park is from Nevada. He said he's going to try to join us. Park and I go back a ways, especially at Ryla. We both are Rotarians there. We have a great dance routine, the two of us. The thing I really like about Park, he lets me lead. He's also, congratulations, a new grandfather. Now to the important part about Park that you need to know. He is in the process of moving to Ames. So I thought you might want to know that. So, and of course, this recent recipient, Gerald, you know, from RI, the Emeritus Award, you know, congratulations, just shows who your club is. So I'm trying to figure out how to get my PowerPoint up. I got a problem here. I'm gonna go grab Andy. Yeah. I thought I had this figured out, but I'm not doing well. Sorry about that. This is the first time I've had to do it this way. And so you get to be the guinea pigs. I was really nervous this morning what I was going to say to your club, you know. Of course, then I go to the board meeting, which is really good and interesting, and I learned a lot. And then I got more nervous because you're already covering most of my speech. So,
Steve,
bear with me a moment.
can you just pull up and start running your PowerPoint, and at the bottom of your screen, it should say share screen.
I can't find my PowerPoint. That's what I hit escape. How do I get to my PowerPoint? Oh, okay. There we go. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Here's the share at though. Share.
Should be at the bottom or top of your screen to say share screen.
Is that working?
Not yet. We're getting there.
All right,
Ta-da!
good.
Very good.
So
We
You
got
see
it,
him?
Steve.
okay, do you see my slides on the side or not?
We do.
Yes.
Okay, let me get rid of that. There we go. How's that?
Perfect.
There we go. How about that? How many opened up their 6:30 email this morning? The 5-way test. Every Monday morning about 6:30, you're going to get a little joke, something to start your week with. So if you missed that, go back and check your emails, and I won't tell you what it's about if you haven't looked. So I like jokes. I like simple things. And so Chris Burleson, Assistant Governor from Winterset, and Carolyn, the three of us are on a committee making up this is week 1 of 52. And so look for that on Monday mornings to get your week started right. Here we have Holger Knott. He's our incoming president. Rotary opens opportunities. He's from Germany. He grew up over his family's baking store. And when he took it over, he expanded it to several stores and has employs over 50 people now. His wife, Susan, is a great lady. She loves to dance. Gotta be good. If you look up here, there's 3 doors. 2 of them are for Rotary. What's the red one for? Rotaract. And if you read the RILA Creed, you're going to find in there doors and opportunities. I haven't had a chance to ask if that was where the theme came from, but I love the theme. This was down in Kansas City last year. Holger became very infatuated with my purple beard. There'll be more about that later, but he sat with me at 2 meals. He's very easy to talk to. His wife's just a sweetheart. Here's a quote that you can see he made a long time ago because it still has Rotary Connects the World on it. One of the things he believes in is emphasizing innovative and interventive club models. He wants to expand Rotary and membership this way. Satellite clubs, e-clubs, passport clubs, cause-based clubs, anything that we can think of, he will be in support of. This allows for different times, different due structures, maybe fewer meetings, no meals. It'll be up to the group to decide what they want to do. It's a really fun way, and I'll have a little bit more on that in a moment. Up in Minnesota, there's a couple new ones that started up. And guess what? Their membership is the only district in the zone with increased membership. They started a veterans club, and they started a passbook club about human trafficking. There's a quote from Paul Harris. Rotary is 115 years old. Great heritage. We have a lot to be proud of. It's what we do today, and tomorrow is what Rotary is going to be remembered by. Here's a quote from Holger again. Holger did like 40 youth exchanges. He was in charge of all of Germany. Excuse me a moment. So we have Rotary Youth Exchange, and we've been involved in that 3 times ourselves, had great experiences. We went this past year in Hamburg. We went down and visited our student that we had from Croatia. His family had came over and visited us when Mate was with us. You have instant friends all over the world. When we've been on trips such as Friendship Exchange to Australia, we've made friends. And one of them had a home in Croatia, so we also got to visit them. So yeah, the world becomes smaller. We connect the world. I believe in Ryla also. I've had great times at Ryla. Bart can attest to that. Alka can attest to that. For me, these kids only need a little bit of outlet. They're so talented. I look at Ryla as we is greater than me. That's kind of the simplest way to put it. The introverts are taught to speak, and the extroverts are taught to listen, and you'll get more out of it in 1 week. I hope that we can get some to come next year to Ryla. We need Rotarians. The team that you're on is 12. A past conferee is a counselor, and you have 12 conferees, more girls than boys, usually 8 and 4. As a Rotarian, all you do is once in a while give a life lesson. So it's a great adventure. Yes, I believe in polio. Here, I have some friends, Rotarians, who farm. I had to brag how big my corn was already a month ago. And yeah, that finger shows how close we are to things. And the pandemic shows how it's just a plane ride away. So that's how important we have to stay the course on polio. I have my Rotary hat on. I have my purple beard, of course. So when you're out and about, I hope you'll wear your pin. I hope you'll have a shirt, have a hat. You know, I've got socks on. My wife says I can't show them to you. But it's important that you let the community know who you are and that you're a Rotarian and what you stand for. I'm all messed up. Yeah, no. I'm almost done. I'm screwed up. All right, I got myself out of sequence. I'm sorry about that. Even you're the guinea pig. I asked the president to take a risk. You can't have a status quo if you want to grow. Part of my beard is taking a risk. It gives me opportunities to talk about Rotary, talk about polio. Yeah, I get some stares, but I get some good conversations too. So when your president wants to go out and try something that might be a risk to what you think or he thinks, but if you want to change and you want to grow, you're going to have to do some of this. Business as usual is comfortable. You must get uncomfortable for change. And the president's going to need your support to do this. So if you go out into the community, and I think we had this talk earlier, you know, and you show yourself to the community, and show you're having fun and that you care and you're vital, this will make people want to become a part of Rotary. I think this is one of the simplest ways to grow Rotary. But at the very least, you're going to grow friendships and strengthen your relationships with the Rotarians that you have in your group. Yeah, I miss the days of handshakes and hugs, but they're coming. It'll be here one of these days, not soon enough. That's when you can really feel like you're a part of something. They're in all of life, I've been blessed quite a few times. One of the things that you realize is how important Rotary is. There's a reason most all my friends are Rotarians. I don't think I have to explain that to you. When polio, or excuse me, when the pandemic hit, World Health actually came to Rotary and spoke about, asked them, knowing how we do all the immunizations around the world, to get advice. Think about it. They came to us to get advice on how to proceed. And yes, we're just down to Afghanistan and Pakistan. We're so close, but we're not there. We have to stay the course, of course. I'm going to talk a little bit briefly because Chris Knapp will be coming. As you know, I believe in polio. I know in the past you've done some community grants. There's great opportunities there. You can get $5,000 max from the district. This year, we gave out over 100,000, but we still have $30,000 not asked for. So there's plenty of opportunities. Let's use up all that money. I think it's important to give it back to the communities. And then of course, you guys in Golden Grants are the leader in the district. One change in global grants is RI, because of the pandemic, is no longer supporting cash gifts to any project. So it's going to be up, unfortunately, to the clubs to raise more money themselves. And hopefully in a year we can get back or get away from that. Well, as I've said, I'm a Sukup dealer. I love the Sukup Safety Home. And this is what I'm going to be promoting my year as governor. We started out in Haiti in 2010. Sukup built a container of 10 of them. Couldn't get them off the dock in Haiti. Go Serve Global, right out of Eagle Grove, started by a Rotarian and a farmer. They said, well, we're here doing missionary work. We can get them moved for you. So Sukup jumped on board, and now they're the partners of pushing them around the world. There's over 400 of them now in the world. The Sukup Safety Home is basically earthquake proof and can withstand winds of 145 miles an hour. Here's what the people in Haiti were living in before they got their home. Same family. In 2016, Hurricane Matthew came in. 140 mile an hour winds. Only 10% of traditional housing was still standing. Sometimes there were 60 people huddled into one of the 18-foot safety homes. Of the 200 homes that were there in 2016, only 3 pieces out of all 200 homes were damaged. I like this quote, throw kindness around like confetti. You're going to probably make somebody feel good. At the very least, you're going to feel good about complimenting somebody. Just simple gestures can mean so much. I have this on the refrigerator. Life is good and I am thankful. I'll tell you a little bit about the district conferences. We're going to take Mike Ruby's approach. I'm going to do it over 2 weekends. Southeast and Southwest Iowa seem to feel like they're left out. And so we're going to Burlington on the first Friday night, and then Danport and Coralville, and then over to Atlantic and Boone and Des Moines area on the second one. This is just going to be Rotarians telling stories, why they were, what has happened since they were asked. And Chad can vouch for all the stories. We went around at NC Pets, we went around the room and everybody told basically their Rotary moment, their story. And there is so much inspiration and so many good stories that I wanted everybody in the district to have their chance to talk. One of them that I heard up there was, he said, back when I was a member of another service organization, he was in a third world country that went into a coup and they couldn't get out. And he said, Rotary came and got us. He said, when I moved to Boone area, I knew I had to be a Rotarian. such inspirations, so simple gestures. Back in 2016, Boone had a visioning session. And two things came out of that. One was the satellite club that I got permission in to get started in Boone. And the other was last year was our 100th anniversary of the Boone Club. And so what you're seeing there is a steam engine, and we're going to be moving. It's called the Rotary Club Welcome Train. And on July 21, we're going to be taking it down Story Street South to the intersection of Highway 30 and Story. And if you've been by there, you may see, it's DOT property, you may see a bed there. As of yesterday, we laid the ties. And tomorrow we're going to, I said that wrong. The ties. Tomorrow we're going to set the rails. And if you want to come over and pound some spikes, come on over tomorrow about 5:30. You all be welcome. And we're going to fill in the ballast. So, hey, be Rotary happy. Simple little things. I've got plenty of time here. So if there's any questions and answers, go for it.
Steve, if you could tell us a little bit more about the safety homes. Do you have a feel for how much each one of those homes costs to manufacture and place at a destination site?
They have to be sent out in containers of 10. And a container of 10 is $70,000. That gets it shipped, that gets it built, that gets cement poured inside of it. I had a great thing happen to me last week. Somebody anonymously gave me $56,000 for matching money for this project. And so there's an opportunity here, and to get us off to a good start. Also, Sukup now, if you, let's say your club bought a home, Sukup will emboss in steel and paint it green, their colors. This home brought to you by Rotary Club of Ames. Boone did it a year ago. It was scheduled to go to Haiti here back in March. Well, obviously that didn't happen. So I'm looking forward to the day I can go see that or be a part of building that safety home.
There was a question also by Gene, was just what does it take to support the Sukup home? So a container is 70,000. If we wanted that, like you just talked about, somebody, an individual or a club wanted to sponsor one home.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, $7,000 per home. You can have naming rights, I guess is the way I'd put it. But if we, if we have some clubs that want to go together to buy one home, at the very minimum, we'll be able to put District 6,000 on it. So I really like that possibility. Basically, a home is 7,000. Like I said, it gets it delivered, it gets cement put in it. If you noticed on the safety home, there's ballast boxes. For a long time, they didn't do cement. Those bump outs or ballast boxes, and fill them with rock, and that's enough to sustain the 140-mile-an-hour winds. The cement is just for convenience inside. The doors are machete-proof. The windows are machete-proof. It's double stacked. I mean, I could go on and on. Double stacked roof, so it's 15, 20 degrees cooler inside for anybody that's been in a grain bin in the summertime. They're very hot. The ballast boxes allow above, raised gardens, and so they're working on a collection, water collection, and working on some other things. GoServe Global has over 400 homes around the world. They're working on a fish farm in Peru. They're working on an orphanage in Ethiopia. They're working on some other major projects around the world. They're trying to raise enough money, which is a long way off, to have a sustaining village in Liberia, I believe it is, where they have 200 homes, solar, water sanitation, the whole ball of wax. So,
That was another question. Yeah, that was another question, Steve, is how you decide where they go. But it sounds like there are some plans beyond Haiti, right, to place these homes somewhere.
Uganda, there is about 50 in Uganda. And so, you know what? I don't know if you have a choice. Probably if you said you wanted to go somewhere, yeah, because they're shipping all the time. And so, so I think we could do something about if you had a specific destination that you wanted to go to.
Then we had a question from Mark Edelman about the purple beard. So you need to elaborate on your purple beard a little bit.
Well, those who know me well. I am probably pretty much an introvert, pretty quiet. And so when I got the nomination to be in the governor's chain, I knew I had to do something to stand out a little bit. And I believe in polio. And in October, you're going to hear a story from me about a little boy that I love. And it's kind of, and so I thought purple is Rotary's color for polio. It's, it has to do with that. They put the purple on, when they give the serum out to the children. They put a little purple on their pinky so they know who has received it. Because otherwise they would just keep going around and around through the lines. Is the way the story is told to me. And so, it's purple's an easy color. It's also my wife's favorite, so I get double duty.
We have another question for you here. Do you have specific goals for the district, whether that be a membership of clubs or a number of new clubs, or is it around safety homes or maybe some environmental projects? Do you have some specific goals for the district?
Well, of course, we want to increase membership, but I want active members, not just numbers. I think there's a potential in the district for over 3 new clubs, maybe Satellite, maybe Passport. I think it's easy. Maybe we can even get to 6. As we've seen from our neighboring district to the north, Minnesota, that's the only way that they're really growing. And one of the reasons the Boone went to the evening was because we had so many people that worked in Ames, worked in West Des Moines. They couldn't meet at noon. And so it was really a simple process for us. Some of the club at first was a little bit nervous about losing some membership. It didn't happen. We had 2 Rotarians that were good Rotarians at the noon meeting had changes in employment, and they couldn't meet anymore. They joined the evening group. It started about that time. So we were able to maintain 2 good Rotarians within the club because of that satellite.
Thank you. And then I think James is raising his hand. James, if you would unmute and ask your question of Steve. I think we have James out there, but we cannot hear you. You're muted. If you want to type your question in the chat maybe as well. Any other questions, please type your question in the chat or unmute yourself.
Okay, James should be unmuted.
Okay, James?
Are you there? Nope.
James, are you there? Okay.
Jenny Legates has a Brian Dieter's surgery went
Go
well.
ahead, Jenny.
Brian Dieter's surgery went well.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that update. Anyone else? No? All right. Steve, thank you. You did a great job. Oh, wait, we do have one. James did type it in. Could the club link with our water projects in Africa for homes. So maybe is there some type of alignment between where we're doing our water projects and perhaps some of the homes? I think maybe that's the question that James has, Steve.
Well, thanks. That's a great question. Because RI will not support permanent structures, brick and mortar situations, but they would water. And yes, that could happen. Thanks for asking that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for your passion. Thanks for your leadership. We're excited about having you help lead our district here. You heard the call to come out 5:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm sure it's going to be nice and cool. Go pound some railroad spikes in the work out some frustrations, pound some railroad spikes out there in Boone, and help set a railroad that you'd have a story to tell your kids and grandkids that you helped actually build a railroad. So I'm sure they would welcome your time out there. Yeah. And I have a thought for the day, which actually lines up pretty well with what Steve was talking about. And that's the thing that he has on his refrigerator, reminding him of how blessed he is every day when he wakes up and that he has food to eat and water to drink. And the thought for the day by Roy Bennett was that if you aren't grateful for what you already have, what makes you think you'd be happy with more? So I guess, you know, when we're in challenging times here, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't have to remind you of that, but truly believe that whatever you focus on is much more likely to occur than what you don't focus on. So remember to have an attitude of gratitude and remember to think about good things. With that being said, it's 12:42. We're going to let you out a little early, but we will first of all, we will recite the four-way test with one another. So, of the things that we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Number 5.
Yeah, and number 5 for Steve, will it be fun?
I was going to say the club in Hilo that I make up, they say the 5th commandment every week, only they say have fun.
Have fun. Good. Gene, your hand is up. Is that a new hand up? Can't hear you though. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yep, a little louder.
I just think we need to have a moment of silence for Brian. I didn't realize he had this extensive surgery.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of what that was either, so I wanted to respect the privacy there, but clearly if he's been in surgery today, I think it would be good to fade out of our meeting here at 12:43 with a couple of minutes of silence in remembrance of Brian, and just hold him in your thoughts. And with that, we'll end our meeting in silence for a couple minutes here. Thank you again, Steve. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week.